Dear students of class 12, today we are going to talk about torque acting on an electric dipole when it is placed in uniform electric field. Now, what is uniform electric field? Any field and any electric field in which at each point in the whole region the direction of electric field is same, and also the magnitude of electric field at every point in the region is same. So that type of electric field is represented by parallel lines with arrow along same direction, directed along same direction, as you see in the figure. Now here you see that we are considering the case. See, here we are considering the case. You see, we have electric field, and in that electric field we are placing an electric dipole, which is having each charge is plus q and minus q, magnitudes are same q, and then the length of the electric dipole is considered to be 2L. Then in that case we also consider that direction of electric dipole moment, which is always along the direction from negative charge to positive charge. So direction of electric dipole moment is making theta angle with the direction of electric field. This we have assumed. Then we have to find the torque acting on the electric dipole moment when it is placed in electric field, uniform electric field. Here we must recall that we have learned earlier that torque is R cross F, means R is the perpendicular distance between the two parallel forces and anti-parallel forces, and if we expand it factorially, we write R magnitude, F magnitude sin alpha, where alpha is the angle between vector R position vector and the vector F, that is force. Now from this diagram you see, if we consider the electric field in this direction as it is shown by the arrow, then the positive charge will be experiencing a force equal to QE, that is the magnitude times the charge, electric field over there. And since we have negative charge at point A, so the direction of force acting on the minus Q charge will be opposite to that acting on a plus Q charge, so it will be against the electric field, but magnitude will remain same, equal to Q into E. Now we have to find the torque, so for that we must know the value of R, we must know the value of F. What is the perpendicular distance between these two anti-parallel forces? These are anti-parallel forces, you see, these are anti-parallel forces, they are having same magnitude but opposite in direction. So whatever the distance, perpendicular distance between them, we have to find, and here from the figure you see it is Bn, and also from the triangle ABN we can have sin theta is equal to Bn upon AB, and AB is taken to be 2L because we have considered the length of the electric dipole to be 2L, so it becomes sin theta is equal to Bn upon 2L, that is Bn upon AB, and therefore Bn is equal to AB, therefore Bn is equal to R is equal to Bn is equal to AB sin theta, but AB is 2L, so we write 2L and sin theta. That means we have found the value of R, we have found the value of F. This is the value of F, so F is equal to QE, and therefore we want to find the torque acting, so we torque is equal to R cross F. Here the magnitude of R is 2L sin theta and magnitude of force is QE, and the angle between R cross F, the angle between these two is 90 degree, therefore sin 90 becomes 1. So we have we have 2L sine theta QE into 1 we haven't mentioned here, and so that becomes 2L multiplied by Q, that means Q2L, and that is nothing but magnitude of electric dipole moment, and then E into E, and magnitude of P into magnitude of E into sine theta. And here if we write it in vector form, it becomes P cross E, because if you expand it again you get the same expression PE sine theta, where theta is the angle between P and E. We have already assumed earlier that theta is the angle between P and E. So that way we found the torque acting on an electric dipole. Whenever we place an electric dipole in an electric field, a torque acts on it, and the value of this torque is coming out to be P cross E. Now student, if we take the case, if we have theta is equal to 90 degree, then in that case sine 90 is 1, so this factor sine 90 becomes 1, that is maximum. So we have P cross E, that is the maximum torque will be acting on the dipole, electric dipole, when it is placed in electric field, and the angle between the electric dipole and electric field is taken to be 90 degree. So this is the maximum torque is acting when we have theta is equal to 90 degree. And again, if we have theta is equal to 0 degree, the torque acting on the dipole will be minimum, that is sine theta, sine 0 is 0, so minimum value, that minimum torque will be acting on the electric dipole. Now apart from this, we shall also like to talk about the Gauss law for electrostatics. What is Gauss law for electrostatics? Gauss law for electrostatics states that total electric flux passing through any enclosed surface. We are talking about any enclosed surface. Now whatever be the shape of a surface, say for example we talk about a spherical surface, and we have some charge, say plus Q charge or whatever charge you wish, you have some charge enclosed by it. Then the Gauss law of electrostatic states that the total electric flux passing through any closed surface, total electric flux means, if we represent the say for example we have electric field lines passing out from this enclosed surface, then what will be the total number of electric flux passing through it? That can be found by the very important law, Gauss law, which states that total electric flux passing out of the closed surface is always the product of the 1 by epsilon times the charge enclosed by the surface. Means this is integral symbol for integration, means we add up all the charges, all the flux going out of the surface, and the all together the total charge, the total electric flux passing out through this enclosed surface will be given by 1 by epsilon times charge enclosed. Now it is not important whether the surface is spherical, whether the surface is irregular, or whether the surface is having any surface, any shape, but if it is enclosing some charge, whatever be the shape of the surface, it is not affected by the shape of the surface, whatever be the irrespective of the shape of the closed surface, we essentially have the same relation found to be true. So that means students, it is a very big and useful tool granted to physicists by Gauss, which helps us find the electric flux due to any charge which a closed surface is having, and then that helps us in many ways. You shall be seeing it later. So that's all for today. Thank you, and have a nice day.